So what we're looking at here is Nutanix Kubernetes. And again, whether you use our Kubernetes platform or not, it's certainly your prerogative. If you are using Nutanix Kubernetes to deploy and install Nutanix Enterprise AI as a single click, if you're using OpenShift, for example, it's just a Helm chart deployment, so it's not a big deal either way. Once we log into Nutanix Enterprise, as you would expect, kind of typical dashboard. Green is good, red is bad. But if we look over to the left, we'll see, a couple of, primary options, models and endpoints. And models is where we're going to go to import, a model that we've decided is allowed to be used within this company. And here you see the options on where you bring a model in from. Again, the NVIDIA model catalog, which also includes NIM deployments, Hugging Face, which is the largest repo on the planet. And you can also import a model manually if you're in a disconnected or a regulated environment and you don't have access to the internet. If you fine-tuned or trained your own model, if you've licensed a model from somebody for your particular industry, you could bring that model in as well. So no shortage of options on where you're bringing models in from. Again, kind of this freedom of choice. Here, in this demo, we're using the NVIDIA model catalog. So we're going to pick one of the validated models here, pick a Llama 3.1. We click import. We give it a name, a unique name in the environment. So I think that's 4 clicks. The model's been imported. It'll go from pending to active. But now the model has been brought into that Nutanix cluster or wherever that's running, in a Kubernetes environment. It's using Nutanix Unified Storage to store the model. Now we need to go serve the model up. So again, I want you to, as you're kind of looking through this product and as we walk on this demo together, hopefully it aligns with, we built this very much for IT. This is not, hardcore command line for AI ML developers or ML data scientists. We've recognized and we've taken an approach that ultimately IT will operate and maintain the AI infrastructure for most enterprise organizations. So let's focus on what are the most common tasks that IT will need to do as it relates to AI. What are the most common, troubleshooting and support kind of functions they'll need to do? And also, can we just make this easy? Because we know models are coming out constantly, and a lot of organizations are going to want to start doing rapid prototyping, across a bunch of different models and pick the winner and move on to the next one. So we've brought in Llama 3. Now we're going to go to endpoints and serve this model up. And again, not wildly complicated. We're going to attach it to some GPUs if we have some GPUs. If we want it to be highly available, we're going to give it more than one instance. And then we're going to generate a secret key so that we can give that to the application developer, the end user, so they can actually connect to the model we're serving up, in this case, Llama 3.1. And here, again, you see dashboard, you get telemetry from the endpoint. But again, hopefully you kind of walk away that this is a fairly simplified experience. There's a lot going on under the covers. I'll give you an example. Based on the model you pick, we're determining the optimal inference engine to serve up that model. Nutanix Enterprise AI didn't exist. One, you'd probably be doing a lot of this from the command line. And two, you would be testing out NIM and TGI and, continuing to iterate and try and figure out what's the best engine to serve up the models. And again, it's just time wasted. We optimize that, for you. So again, your organization can focus on, higher up the food chain value as it relates to AI. So, and if you have questions at the end, we can certainly cover those as well. Let me get back to PowerPoint. So I know most of this presentation is focused on, our AI product, Nutanix Enterprise AI. Let me move my chat window a little bit, maybe. But it's also worth noting that, Nutanix is, a platform that's got a lot of really mission critical components for AI workloads, one of which is data management, data storage. And I won't spend a ton of time here, but, kind of at a high level, it's important to recognize that AI workloads, whether you're training models yourselves, which is not, kind of what the average bear does, but some people do. Fine tuning will certainly become something most organizations, embark on, maybe not this year, but certainly in the coming years. Running inferencing, creating content, storing all of this, it's unique requirements. And all of these requirements can be satisfied through Nutanix unified storage. And again, I know a lot of people don't necessarily think, Nutanix storage for AI workloads, but even if we look at the latest ML perf numbers, I mean, we're doing a killer job here. We saturated over 1,000 H100 GPUs. And if you look at, some of the other products that are listed here, some of the other organizations, some of which are probably even better known to be a storage platform for AI, they're not delivering nearly the same type of performance. So the only thing I kind of mention here is Nutanix can help you run the AI workloads. We certainly can help your organization build out an inference infrastructure. And we also have a data platform when it makes sense, again, for tuning or training or powering the AI workloads, because most of them are very data intensive. A couple of really nice validations from Nvidia. And again, you'll see a lot of announcements at Nvidia GTC, which is next month. If you happen to be going to Nvidia GTC, feel free to reach out. We're running some workshops. We've got a couple of cool events. I'm happy to get you the invite to that. Let me power on through here just a little bit. So a quick note on, how are we using enterprise AI, generative AI internally? About a year ago now, we launched something called Support GPT. So this is for a support organization. It's a retrieval augmented generation solution that uses a large language model, and then it's pointed to repositories like our knowledge base articles, both internal and external, support ticket repository, information from the customer's own environment, pulse data. And what this does is when one of our customers calls support and opens a ticket, the person on the other end of the phone can now, essentially have a chat conversation to help get down a path of resolution exponentially faster than they could before. And the information, the steps that might be needed for troubleshooting are delivered to that support engineer with a link to, that particular passage and, in a user manual and a troubleshooting guide, so that they can, again, validate that the answers are good. Here you see that it's had a really significant impact already. I know even my first stint at Nutanix, we took pride in our NPS score, as an organization, that when customers do have to call us, again, it's software, you need to open up support tickets at some point, that it's a positive experience, that the tickets are resolved and that they're resolved in a timely manner. And again, this is just helping us continue to maintain, that delightful experience that we offer to our customers. We got some other internal examples that we could share, and I'll follow on, but this is by far the most popular one internally.